Good morning folks, 21st Century Caveman here. Hope everybody's well, hope everybody's happy. So I'm currently revamping the area to the rear of this property, and in a previous video I cut down a couple of bushes which will get in the way. During this video I also reviewed a pair of budget priced unbranded loppers which I bought from Screwfix. They're absolutely fantastic, excellent value for money. Please check out that video. So in order to remove these stumps, there's a couple of them, I'm going to be using a mixture of tools. First of all, the spade, which you can see in the video here. I'm going to be using a folding shovel, a crowbar and a short handled axe. So before I start in earnest then, I would recommend that you put the kettle on, get yourself a nice cuppa, just sit back, relax and enjoy the video. So one of the first things I decided to do obviously was to expose the roots. So I just dug away as much soil as possible, and I found that this little folding shovel was absolutely invaluable because it could just get into those small difficult areas which the larger spade could not. Now this was an absolute revelation. So you can see that I'm actually using a crowbar in the video here. So this is a 2-foot 24-inch gorilla crowbar, or wrecking bar as they're also known, and this was brilliant because the shape of the thing, part of the one end of the crowbar was shaped in order that I could hold it like a handle, and the other bit was curved, so it was and reasonably sharp. So this was fantastic at dislodging soil and getting between the roots of this stump. So this was an absolute revelation then. In fact, if I had any more stumps to remove, I would probably buy a slightly longer version. This is a roughneck. They also come in 3-foot and 4-foot lengths. Now this little folding shovel, 2 of the edges are serrated, so you know you can use it in a sawing action, but you know it just does sort of half a job really, and it's just as easy to use it in a chopping motion, just to chop through roots, that sort of thing. I'll also mention that I'm also kneeling on a fantastic kneeling mat which I bought from Poundland. Any cost a quid. They're extremely tough, very durable, nice and thick, and an absolute bargain if you can get them. So as I say, I used a multitude of tools during the course of this video, just to sort of see what would work best really. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Now I was really worried at this stage because the shovel hit one of these bits of pottery, and I thought I'd actually hit a pipe and broke it, and the thought of having to remove all of these slabs, dig out the earth, etc, etc was not a pleasant thought indeed. But as it turned out, it was a piece of pottery, and it wasn't actually a pipe. I hadn't dug into one, so that was absolutely fantastic news and a great relief indeed. I think one of the biggest things about one of the things which takes a long time when doing something like this, it's just exposing the roots so you can actually deal with them. Now you can see that I'm using a small saw. Once again, this is it's a budget priced item which I bought from either Aldi or Lidl, and it cost about 6 quid. It came with a variety of blades, so I'm just testing it out really, just to see how it fares. And actually with this blade it works very well. Now it's not as good as, say for example, something like a Stanley Fat Max, one of these, a short saw, but it worked very well, and for the price you can't grumble. The other blades which it comes with, you have a standard wood cutting blade, a hacksaw blade, one for steel, and also a similar blade, but that can be used for wood and that sort of thing. But this was actually very good. So we're getting there anyway. I thought when I actually trimmed back these bushes, I decided to leave some of these branches in situ in order that I could actually have something to grab and to use as a bit of leverage. Yeah, there we go then. So that's another bit out of the way. So the next thing I decided to do, I mean look, there's loads of ways to proceed with removing a stump. There's lots of different ways of doing it. I just decided to try a few methods. The next method was to basically chop the stump up using a small hatchet, and then try and break away some bits off the stump using the crowbar. You know, that worked reasonably well. And it did actually occur to me whilst I was doing this that it would have been really good fun using a farm jack to try and get this stump up. I do actually have one on my Amazon wish list. You can pick them up for about 50-60 quid, and they're apparently brilliant for stuff like this. So in addition to a farm jack, I'll put a picture on the screen. You'd also need a chain to wrap around the root system, and basically just to sort of, you know, jack the thing up. And I've seen some wonderful videos on YouTube where people use these relatively inexpensive pieces of equipment to pull up some huge stumps. They really are brilliant. So most of the stumps up now. I'm just sort of chopping away any sort of branches, anything that's left. Now, the average temperature on this day was about 26-27 degrees, and I was sweating like a pig, believe it or not. So we're coming to the end now, and there we go, look. So I removed both of the stumps, or both of the bushes. It took them about 3 hours. Thank you for watching.